By the year 2125, humanity had not only surpassed its technological limits, but began reshaping the very laws that defined reality. After decades of colonizing the Moon, Mars, and the Jovian moons, science turned its gaze to what had once been the territory of theory alone, the event horizons of black holes. It was here, in orbit around the supermassive black hole A7 in the Eridani system, that a station unlike any before was built. They named it Ophir. It was not merely an engineering feat, it was a declaration, a challenge to time itself. Ophir is a colossal orbital habitat, suspended just above the event horizon of A7. Calculations by astrophysicists revealed that the gravitational time dilation at this distance allowed for a profound effect. Time aboard the station flowed tens of thousands of times slower than it did in normal space. 1 hour aboard Ophir could equal years, even decades, outside. The station is a 17-kilometer ring structure stabilized by a system of counter-orbiting gravitational segments. Its key innovation is the gravisphere, a shielding mechanism that distributes tidal forces and protects the structure from being torn apart by relativistic stress. The materials used in its construction are beyond state-of-the-art, self-healing nanocomposites derived from helium for latticework and synthetic diamondoid matrices mined from Saturn's moons. Its power comes from the black hole itself, via a process called gravitational extraction, utilizing frame-dragging effects and mass infall energy. Ophir is not just self-sustaining, it is an eternal engine built for a civilization that intends to outlive stars. Yet Ophir was not built for science alone. It was built for the select few. The station became home to those who could afford not just wealth, but permanence, the ultra-elite of human civilization. Time was now a commodity, and they had bought themselves immortality through its manipulation. While Earth spun onward and empires rose and fell, those aboard Ophir aged at a crawl. Life aboard the station was serene, slow, and insulated. Towering halls beneath adaptive domes, gravity-balanced gardens with biomechanical fauna, archives of synthetic minds whispering across time. Each inhabitant was a monument, genetically and cognitively enhanced, their every thought calculated, their routines managed by perfect AI stewards. There were no crimes, no accidents, no conflict, nothing to disrupt the silence of engineered eternity. Yet some philosophers and theorists asked, what if the impossible happened? What if, in this perfectly preserved sanctuary of time and order, someone committed murder? In such a place, investigation would become a unique and delicate operation. Local AI systems were not designed for chaos, they were models of logic, incapable of deciphering the complexities of motive, emotion, or deceit. And with relativistic time distortion in effect, even traditional forensics would be rendered meaningless. What good is a timestamp when a second aboard the station equates to years elsewhere? A situation like that would call for specialists, and not just any investigators. Thus emerged a new class of operative, quantum investigators of temporospatial crimes, known unofficially as deep detectives. Hand-selected from elite astrophysicists, cognitive analysts, psychological strategists, and former intelligence operatives, these agents were forged in the crucible of multidimensional training. They underwent simulations in distorted time fields, conditioning their minds to think in nonlinear patterns and process causality in reverse, forward, or simultaneously. But what made them unique was not just their training, it was their partner. Each deep detective is paired with a sentient AI, not a basic assistant, but a consciousness bonded with the human in a symbiotic relationship. These AI, known as shadows, are neural mirrors. They process probabilistic logic, alternate timelines, and multivariate outcomes faster than any quantum core, but always in sync with the emotional and intuitive instincts of their human partner. Together, they form a duo capable of navigating truth in places where time itself lies. In the event of a crime aboard Ophir, the investigative pair is deployed via gravimetric sync, arriving calibrated to the station's temporal frequency. Their base of operations is a forensic capsule, a sealed module equipped to simulate and reconstruct entire events from environmental microchanges, molecular vibrations, heat trails, gravity flux echoes, and more. The Shadow AI constructs likelihood webs, not predicting the future, but tracing the fingerprints of plausible pasts. The human detective interprets, confronts suspects, analyzes reactions, and notices subtleties the AI cannot parse. An investigation may last only hours within Ophir, yet years could pass elsewhere. And when the detective finally returns, carrying a report or a name, the world they left behind may have already moved on. Ophir remains one of the greatest achievements of human civilization, a beacon of temporal mastery. But where there is sentience, there is shadow. Where there is eternity, there may yet be envy, fear, or obsession. Should a murder ever occur aboard the station, it would not just be a tragedy, it would be a confrontation between control and chaos. And when that day comes, someone will cross the threshold of the event horizon, not to escape time, but to uncover truth. And in that moment, a deep detective and their shadow will walk into the silence, to ask questions no one else dares, and to listen for answers that time itself tries to hide.